Alright, we're back out in the shop today, and I've got my helper here with me today. Ashton's here. Say hi, Ashton.
Hi.
So today, Ashton's going to show everybody how to do a quick prep on a fender that's already primed using a DA sander. And he's going to get this fender ready for me to do some experimenting on. I've got to do a repair job on a car I did last year. It's in a matte black finish, and I wanted to see how well the paint blends in. So, in order for me to get some other work done, Ashton's going to get the fender prepped for me. Are you ready to get the fender prepped?
Yeah. That's what my pen do.
What kind of tool do you have there? Do you know what that is? Say, it's a DA sander. Sander. Good job. Alright, let's get you set up with the hose, and then we'll get to sanding. Okay, we got our fender set up, and Ashton's got his sander all ready to go, hose hooked up. He's got his PPE in, he's got his earplugs in, so his ears don't get annoyed while he's sanding. And he's going to go ahead and get this fender all sanded out for me so I can apply some paint to it and try to do a blend on this fender. So Ashton, you want to go ahead and start sanding and show everybody how you can do it?
Yeah.
Alright, go for it. Alright, you're doing a great job, Ashton. So what you're going to do is you're going to do the whole fender all the way down and around this whole side. When you get the whole thing all sanded, you come in and get me, and we'll move on. How's the sanding going? You're getting it done, buddy. It looks like you're doing a pretty good job. You're gonna have this ready for me to paint in no time. What you find in there? There's bugs in there? Oh man, well, we're gonna have to get rid of the bugs before I paint, because I can't have them walking across my new paint, huh? Okay, don't forget to get this section back here. We got to do all this back here and get all that sanded down nice so I can put some paint on it. All right. Okay, we got to get along here. Okay, get that sanded down, and then we'll get the front part finished up. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Alright, let me show you something. Okay, when you get to an edge like this, maybe come around this side. We'll bring your hose and your sander over here. So come around this end, come around this side. Okay, now when you get here, you want to do just like this. So you get right up on the edge, okay?
Yeah.
Yep, you can get all that too. Whoop. Huh? Keep going.
Yeah.
You're doing a great job.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to get some more cookies so I can pay you. to keep moving it. You always have to keep it moving. Don't hold it in one spot. See how this is a different color from this? So you got to get that area all along there yet. No, you've already got that good. So get your section right here where you see it a different color. You got to get from here down to there. Okay, so you want to do here. So this is how you do here. Okay, let me see the sander. So you want to get it flat like this, and you do just like that. See? Okay? Alright, move up the fender. Come this way. Move up the panel this way. You got that sanded off. Yep, you did it. You got it all off there. Okay. What's the matter? That section there? You're all done? What do you think? Did it come out pretty good?
Yep.
Alright. Well, let's get the blowgun and we'll clean it off and see how it looks. Okay, so Ashton's got the panel just about all sanded where I asked him to. He's a pretty quick worker. That happened in about 10 minutes. So right now we've switched tools and we have a blowgun that we're going to use, and we're going to blow the dust off the fender so we can take a look and see what we got left to do. Okay, ready? Go ahead and blow the paint. Blow all your dust that way out into the yard. Make sure it doesn't come back and hit you. Alright, looks pretty good. I think we're almost ready. Yeah, you took all the paint off right down to the metal there in a couple spots, but that's okay because this doesn't have to be perfect. We're just trying to get something ready for some paint experimentation here. So we're going to come back in a few minutes and get it prepped for paint. Alright, so after my helper got this fender sanded down, I just came by and gave it a real quick check over, and he did a pretty good job getting it ready. I just had to touch up a little bit of edges and some spots here and there. But all in all, he did a great job for his first time sanding, and everywhere that the primer broke through and I had bare spots, or I had some rusty areas here that I took a Scotch-Brite pad to real quick and worked them down. I went over this with some self-etching primer to get it ready for the paint to go on. So we're going to go ahead and mix up some paint and apply some paint to this fender. It's going to be a matte black finish. I'm going to put 2 coats on, and then I'm going to let it set up for the rest of this week, and probably the beginning of next week I'll get this fender back out and I'm going to give it a scuff on probably this half and see how well it blends into the front half, so I know when the car comes back in that I've got to do repairs to whether or not it's going to look right, or if I'm going to have to do complete panels when I fix the areas on that car. Okay, the paint that I used on that car when I painted it came from a company called Vintage Flats, and they specialize in doing matte finish paints. I heard some good things about this company. I ran into them when I was out in SEMA, got their information. I looked up some things online and I liked what I saw, especially early on when I was looking at the paint. There were some videos about fixing repairs and blending where you could blend this paint in the middle of a panel and it would disappear. So that's why I want to experiment with this to see if those claims were true or if it was all camera tricks, smoke and mirror type thing. So we're going to spray some of this on that fender and, like I said, let it set up and try and do a repair. But what I'm using, again, it's called Vintage Flats. It's a matte black 5800. This gets mixed 4 parts of this black to 1 part of the activator, and that's all you need. So we're going to go ahead and mix up the paint. Right now I'm going to put this in my paint shaker and get it mixed up pretty good because it's been sitting for a little while now. So what I use is a graduated cup. It's got a lot of different settings on it for the different paint mixes. I find my 4:1 scale. I'm going to mix to the number 3 mark 4 parts of paint, add my hardener up to the next number 3 mark, and that's going to give me approximately 8 ounces of mixed paint ready to go, and that should be enough to do what I need to do on this fender. Give me 2 coats on there in enough area for me to attempt to do a repair and a blend on it. So we'll go ahead and mix this up. The gun that I'm using is a DeVilbiss finish line gun. This is mainly my primer gun, but I use it sometimes for doing small touch-up areas. I kind of like the gun. It's not a really expensive gun, but it does a good job on solid colors and primers and whatnot. So I will use it for stuff like this. Go ahead and find our mark 4. I'm going to mix into the number 3. There's 3 parts. And we'll add our hardener into the next number 3 mark in the second column. And that gives us the correct mix ratio of the paint for it to atomize, for it to harden up correctly, not too quickly, not stay soft. Mix it up good. We're going to forego the strainer. I usually will strain my paint before I put it in here, but it's just to keep any bigger particles that may have been in the paint or dirt or whatnot that might have fallen in your paint while you're mixing it out of your cup, because that can clog your gun. But being as we are painting this outside and not in the booth, I'm not overly concerned with pieces of dirt and particles of whatnot being in my paint. So that's the paint mixed up. I'm going to go ahead and get my gun ready and move the camera over and spray the paint. Alright, 3 coats of black applied, and I've got her sitting out in the sun and crying. Bake this paint on so I can put it up until next week when I'm ready to do my experiment with the repairs on this fender. So we're going to end this video here, and we'll pick back up on this when I come back after a week of letting this paint cure. We'll wet sand half of the fender, probably up into the midpoint of the wheel arch, and then I'll mix up some more paint and try and see how well it blends into the untouched portion of the front half of the fender, and whether or not you can see a blend line in this black once it cures. And that's my goal for this experiment. So thanks again for following. Doing a little bit of something different here. I had to break up the metal replacement that I've been doing here the past few weeks. So we're going to do a little bit of paint experiment on this one. If you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe to these videos, to my channel, so you can see all the different things that I've got going on here in the shop. Hit that like button, leave me some comments, and let me know what you think of the videos, and we'll see you again next time.